Hi, I'm Marissa and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi and welcome. A couple weeks ago in my project pan update, I briefly mentioned that I have been really wanting to redo my bathroom. This week, I decided that I was going to go ahead and pull the trigger and just kind of reorganize my bathroom and shop for a few things that I've been wanting to replace or that I need that are new. I do want to caveat that I didn't go super overboard. You're not going to see a lot of decor. You're not going to see all brand new organization, matchy stuff, because I am still doing Project Pan and I don't want to spend the money to do everything perfect when what I'm gonna need in like 3 months is probably gonna be drastically different. Before we jump into all that, if you do like my content, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I post. I hope you'll choose to stick around and hang out with me. For now, let's go ahead and get into this bathroom reorganization. Welcome to the dreaded bathroom. This is the shelf that's open shelving in my bathroom that I can't stand. And these are all the drawers that I should be using more effectively, but I'm not. That is currently like all my dental stuff. This is actually like makeup I normally do in my bedroom. I have a light in there for filming, a mirror that's normally in my bedroom. This is all just like extras and travel stuff and my dog stuff. And under the sink is probably the most organized. I just have all like my hair tools in this carrying case and some cleaner and my trash can, which is very convenient and hidden. This is like my junk drawer of the bathroom. Just like all of this should have a place. This is what is now my kind of hair junk drawer. And then this is normally filled with toilet paper, but I need to restock, and then bags for the trash can. I went right ahead and just started trying to gather all the nail supplies. I knew going into this that nail stuff needed its own drawer. All of my nail stuff is kind of just scattered all over the place. There's quite a bit of it. I do need to go through it. This is the pile of it, but that is for another day. That's just like not important right now. And I kind of figured like this is like the maximum amount of stuff I'm probably going to have in my bathroom. So if I can make this work with this, I can make it work with less. I decided that one of these deeper middle drawers was going to be best for this because there is a bin. There's also a bag of nail polish. The bag is all the gel stuff, and then the bin is all the regular stuff, is kind of how I've had it. And I was going to need to stack them. So I chose one of the deep drawers to put all this stuff in, and yeah, so that's all my normal nail polish, and then I added in the bag for gel polish on top, and I had to make sure that it was still gonna like close and everything properly. Luckily it did. And then I'm just gonna add everything else alongside of it. I for a second was gonna go through everything and get rid of all the stuff that I didn't use now, but then I just got really overstimulated and overwhelmed and was kind of like, okay, I'll leave that for another day. It is what it is. Like I said, like if it can fit with all of this stuff, then it can fit with less. I'm really not too worried about it at this point. I also have like so many Gel X tips, which I never do Gel X anymore. So I'm not sure if this is going to be like something I maybe Project Pan, like I just try to use up more of, or I just get rid of, because I do really like it. For me, it was like the time of everything that it took to do all that stuff. That's why I got like those little clips to soak my nails, because soaking my nails, I was like, I'm never going to use gel polish again. Anyways, I ended up fitting everything in here perfectly, but it is pretty Tetris. So hopefully once I get rid of some stuff, that changes. In this second drawer, I needed to clean this out. Again, half of this stuff belongs in my bedroom. In fact, 90% of the stuff. Everything but the straightener should not be in this drawer. So that's about it. And I only keep my straightener in there because that's like my most commonly used hair tool. And I want it to be easily reachable. This is like literally just trash. And I also ended up throwing up that makeup bag because it was really old and kind of nasty. I wanted this to be my hair drawer. I have several hair products that are tall, and so I figured the other deep drawer would make the most sense. My sister had a lot of input on this video and what I did with my bathroom because she's way better at organization and design stuff. So She said that she puts all of her tools in a drawer, but unfortunately, her drawers are wider and deep. Mine are just deep. And so I tried that earlier. It really didn't work. So I kept it all in this carrying bag. That just made more sense. And I'm going to put all of my like other kind of smaller stuff, so like hairpins and products in here. I was actually so impressed by how many things I could fit in this drawer, especially because they're all standing up and they're all like fairly slim. I was able to put every single hair product that I currently use. I think I had like 1 or 2 hair products that I kept on my counter because I use them every single day. Other than that, everything fit in here. I put like my heatless curl thing in here. I had an extra makeup bag that I used to carry some just like, I don't know, extraneous stuff, the hair clips, a random hair curler that I always keep out of the bag because I use it for my bangs a lot. I was again able to stand everything up in here, and so everything fit. I was so happy, so impressed. This and the nails between these 2 drawers cleared out my shelves so well. I know it looks like I have 2 heat sprays. Don't yell at me. I know I'm doing Project Pan. One of the heat sprays, this one is actually not a heat spray. It's a random concoction that I made in a bottle that I happen to already have. And then I was able to put extra Project Pan products in here. So like another shampoo and conditioner. And so this will be less empty later on. But for now, that looked perfect. The state of my counter after this is so bad. All of that makeup though went in my bedroom. So this is the state of the shelves currently, and I'm gonna try and get rid of that first aid thing next because it's a little bit ugly. This is the bottom left drawer, which had all the dog stuff and just like random travel stuff and extra hair stuff that now that it has a designated place, I went and put it in said designated place. It always feels so good when you're reorganizing. And I just ended up moving all this stuff. A lot of this I would consider travel stuff because I really only use makeup wipes when I travel. And my charger for my like water floss thing. And then the rest of that little tray is like nail files and like little perfumes. Again, a lot of just travel size stuff. So I ended up dumping that into the travel bin. And this was all my first aid stuff. I still could fit all of my dog stuff in there. So I just went ahead and put it all back. Like this one is a little Tetris, but that's fine because this is stuff that I use constantly. So these bigger bottles of stuff, like, you know, it fit, and that's really all that matters. Plus it's kind of hidden on the bottom. For the shelves, on this bottom shelf, now that it was basically empty, I decided that I was going to use my 2 baskets for on the far right. That is all of my travel stuff with the newer travel stuff that I just added. And then this basket in the middle was going to be like my miscellaneous skin stuff. So hair removal stuff, sun stuff, basically that's it. Self-tanner, miscellaneous skin stuff. So I kept my wax warmer next to it and then put all of my like razors and stuff in there, and my suntan things. I put that extra like loofah and stuff in the travel bin because it makes it easier when people are visiting, if they're already looking in the travel bin, to know that if they need to use those extra things as well, they are welcome to it. So that's just kind of making it easier for when I have people over. I'm so happy with how this bottom shelf turned out because the way the bottom shelf was before with all the nail stuff and everything, it was honestly so stressful. And of course, I had to move up to the 3rd shelf, which is now almost empty, which was insane. You'll see me talking to myself a lot in this clip because I'm trying to figure out like if I can fit everything on that 3rd shelf. I say everything, but I mostly just mean all of the stuff that's going to go down in the next few months. So I have some makeup. That is my makeup brush bag that I'm filling with stuff that was just laying around that should have been in there. And I wanted to put my makeup on the 3rd shelf, all the lotions and perfumes, and then everything from that top shelf. The top shelf was basically all, I call it like my stockpile shelf. It looks bare now, but a lot of the stuff that I got from couponing back in the day and just stuff that I know that I use a lot of, so I stock up on, that's where all of my stockpile of shampoos and conditioners used to be, everything. I wanted to see if I could fit all of that on the 3rd shelf, which is, you know, it looks a little cluttered. I'm not going to lie. When I was done, it looked a little cluttered. But again, I'm coming from the standpoint of, in a few months, the amount of products on the shelf might be completely different. And so I didn't care if it felt just a little too cluttered. I was not going to buy organization for stuff that I wanted gone, because then I would buy more products to fill those organization, bins and stuff. I'm so happy with how the third shelf turned out, even though it's a little cluttered. I don't care. We'll work on that in our project pan. For the second shelf, I wanted to have a space for all of my jewelry. I actually have more jewelry that I haven't even put in here. I know I'll need to get like a container for it or something. Right now, a lot of it is just in boxes. I just need to protect it from the humidity in the bathroom. But I wanted a space that I could like decorate, make cute with all my jewelry. So that was going to be that. This is my like bathroom junk drawer. So at this point, I could clean it out because basically all of these items had a home they belonged in. Even the tape, the home just wasn't in the bathroom. And I went ahead and, because this is like a high traffic drawer, I went ahead and cleaned it out and wiped it down before we put anything back. I really wanted to use this drawer for like my most used products because it's, obviously the most accessible drawer. I don't do my makeup in here. So I like basically this drawer was empty, but that's okay. My intention was to keep this little makeup bag in here, but you'll see later on, I am like, I'm never going to do my makeup in the bathroom. I don't know why this is in here, and I end up moving it all back to the bedroom. I put my little Febreze in there, and then also a lint roller because I have two, and because they're not easily accessible, I never use them. This acrylic tray, I hated it so much. I understand why they're useful, but again, I don't do my makeup in here, and so it was just kind of collecting random stuff, and it looked so terrible. So I cleaned out all the random stuff, and again, all of this stuff now had a home. So I went ahead and put it all away, and I added the tray to my donation pile because it is in perfect condition. It doesn't work for what I need anymore, and I find that I actually haven't used it in years unless I was doing my makeup in the bathroom, and I'm probably never going to do that again. Everything that I use for my makeup fit in that little bag, and then all of my backup fun makeup, whatever, I had in a bigger bag, and those are what I keep in my bedroom. Anything that's extra, like I haven't opened, I keep on the shelf that I can use later. So yeah, I just went ahead and added that to the donation pile. What an eyesore. I'm literally so happy it's gone. You guys have no idea. That was like what kind of pushed me over the edge to start this bathroom reorganization. Oh, I had, fake blood, which was actually still in good condition, even though it's several years old. This was the point where I realized that there's no point in me, like, keeping this stuff that I use for my makeup that I do in my bedroom in the bathroom. So I went ahead and moved it. I am keeping all of that stuff on the counter because I use that, like, every single day, every single time I shower. So that made the most sense. Ignore all this stuff because this will be gone. This is, I think, the final drawer that we have to do. And this is like all of my dental stuff. But we do have some like empty items or new items, and things like my nightlight and my not full plug-in. I went ahead and wiped everything down because, again, high traffic drawer, and kind of just put everything back in there, but nicer. That's all I really did there. And this is the final version of the junk drawer as well. This is the final version of the dental drawer. We have my hair drawer. Yes, it's packed. That's okay. We're going to be using a lot of this stuff over the next like few months or so, year, whatever. So I'm comfortable with where we're at here. This is the first aid drawer. I couldn't have made that fit better. This is under the sink now, just a few cleaning supplies, extra hand soap in the back there, and my trash can. Of course, I love having my hair stuff in this bag. It's so nice. My nail drawer, again, we got to go through it, but not today. And it does have 2 layers, like I said, regular and gel polished, but I think it works. And then finally, we will fill this up with toilet paper later and trash bags for under the sink. This is where we're at on the shelves. We have all the travel stuff over here, some like little bath salts and bath bombs, and then all of my extra skin and hair removal stuff in there. We have all of my extra makeup, all of my extra lotions and perfumes, and then everything that was left over from like my stockpile from couponing. And then my beautiful new jewelry shelf. I'm so excited to add some little decor, maybe a mirror, a little hanging thing for my necklaces. This is really my oyster at this point. And then we have an entirely empty shelf, which I'm so excited for. All right, I'm going to show you my TJ Maxx haul. I hate to say it, but I was pretty disappointed. I went to a Marshall's Homegoods like joint storefront. There was a TJ Maxx nearby, but I ended up not going because I figured that they would not have more to choose from in regards to home stuff. But I did find what I needed. I'm just not like 100% satisfied, and I will explain why. It's mostly like little things and it's only with one thing. So let's start with the stuff that I'm very excited about. I needed new towels, and in my old apartment I had everything like neutral, so like beige, cream, and pink. I had all my towels pink. When I moved here, I got these bed sheets that were like a light green that I am obsessed with, and they make me feel so calm and relaxed, and I love it. And so because I have pink in like my kitchen and elsewhere, I really wanted to make the bathroom green and spa like. The end goal is to have like eucalyptus and maybe a couple of vases or decor on the shelves. Right now there's not too much room for that, but I do want that to be the end goal. So I got all the basic stuff right now, and then as I add decor, I might just make like a little reel or something like that to do the final update when I buy everything. I do like to thrift a lot of stuff or just kind of like customize things to make them my own. So I did not think I could do that all in one video because it simply would take me too much time. First I got 2 hand towels. So I just got like, it just has like little chevron stripes on it. It's like I don't know what you would call this green, like this type of green. These were $12.99. I didn't get the matching washcloths. I do have the hand towels though. I like this color. I don't know how to explain it. It's like an earthy, you guys probably know the name for it. I don't. Anyways, these are the hand towels. To match, I did get new bath towels. My bath towels are now like several years old and they're not in bad condition. I'm probably still gonna keep the ones that I have for the very, very rare occasions that I have more than 2 people in the house. But I only got 2 of the green bath towels. They are the same pattern, so they're all like from the same set and they're the same color. I don't know, I just really like it. It's very calming. And these were like $9 a piece, so I got 2 of them. Then of course I had to get a new mat. My mat is also very old. Everything that I have now, I had when I moved, or I got when I moved into my old apartment in like May of 2023. So I wash them and I take care of them, but they're still like pretty beat up for being like used all the time. I really like this material. This is like a little bit of a lighter green. This is the comparison. And it's got all these little things on it, so it's nice and soft to stand on. My other one was flat, and I think that's what made it get kind of icky over the last 2 years, like kind of quickly, even though I've been washing it and stuff, is because it's flat, so like you can see kind of like the imprints and everything. So I really like that this is a little bit fluffier. This was $15, which I don't know, I haven't shopped for this stuff in a long time, but I feel like that's a pretty good, if it lasts me 2 years, that's fine. I'm very excited about this. It's a very nice texture to stand on. Finally, we have the thing that I'm like not, I told you guys this is a small haul. This is the thing that I'm not like ecstatic about. So I got these big old baskets and it came in a pack of 3. I probably won't use all 3 in the bathroom. I will probably actually use one in my closet. I'm not ecstatic about it because I don't like gray. I actually hate gray. It's my least favorite color. And the other organizers that I have in the bathroom are either like a cream or black. And I think the black ones are actually hidden in cabinets. So all of them are cream. And so I'm just not a fan of gray. I am going to be using 2. I'm going to be using one that's for towels and then one that is probably for like extra toilet paper. And I just, yeah, obviously I'm like pretty not happy with it. This was the best I could find on short notice, and I really didn't want to like order from Amazon or anything like that, so I just went with it and we'll deal with it. There was a couple options, like there was one option that I was like, this is perfect. It was a 3-pack and every single one of them were cracked. So they just like really didn't have good options, and it could have been because like people are going back to school, going back to college specifically. The plastic organization aisles were like cleared out. So I think that's why that was a thing, and I think that probably would have been the case in most stores. And like I said, I didn't really want to order from Amazon. So we got this, we're gonna make it work. Altogether, I spent with tax about $67, which I think is pretty good. Like I said, I will probably end up getting like a few decor pieces and like the eucalyptus to hang from the shower head and stuff like that. Let's go put everything in the bathroom. So I was actually able to fit all of my extra hand towels, all of my washcloths, and one body towel, but we might be able to fit more in this. The other one is gonna be for toilet paper, but we don't have any right now. I didn't like that, so I ended up putting it in the basket. We'll see how much I can fit in there. I'm still just very impressed, and I was very happy because once I thought about it, I was like, these can be easily reused in my closet if I ever don't need them in the bathroom. And so I'm very grateful that I don't have to toss it the second that I'm done with them, even if I wasn't ecstatic about them when I got them. The hand towel looks so cute. I'm actually obsessed with this color. I had 2 mats before and then this bamboo thing. What I do is I move up the rug to dry after I shower. I'm so excited for this. It feels like a spa, and that's my final shelving, what it looks like. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me today and redoing my bathroom. So honestly, like since I moved in, I feel like I haven't really like decorated a space yet. I've just gotten the things that I need to fill the spaces. And so this is the first time that I've really been like redecorating, choosing a new color scheme, picking something new for the apartment other than just like patio chairs or like repainting the furniture that got destroyed when I moved. So this is really fun for me and really relaxing. It was kind of like, you know, a fun little treat after finals week to be able to create a space for myself that's like really relaxing and more spa-like. And I'm really excited to see what else I get for it and like how I can make it all come together in the end. But for now, I'm still very happy with what I was able to do in regards to organization and very minimal bringing stuff into the home, and still being able to make the space a little more inviting. If you guys are doing any reorganization, remodeling, any updating of spaces that feel a little, you know, not you anymore, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. What room you're changing, what you're doing with it, what you want to do in the future, any goals that you have in regards to any of the home updates that you have on your mind. That would be awesome. I love finding inspiration, and you guys always have like the best ideas, the most creative comments, and I want to take those ideas. If you have any recommendations or suggestions for what you would have done to my bathroom, please share them, because I'm not the best at this. I actually went to my sister for a lot of her input on this because she's way better at this than I am. I'm very like functional, and yeah, I'm very functional. If it doesn't have a use, I don't typically put it in my space, and I want to kind of get away from that and just enjoy the place that I'm living in more. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. Your time is really valuable, and I'm so grateful that you chose to spend some of your time with me. If you like my content, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I post. That being said, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week and into the weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye.